Think about it from Google's perspective. When you make these ads, Google wants more users. If no one searches on Google, no one's going to advertise on Google. So you want your ad headlines and your ad descriptions to contain a lot of your keywords in them.
Could we maybe like target somebody who would like pay a house cleaner? Because like I feel like if they're paying a house cleaner, like they're going to probably pay somebody to do the lawn.
Yeah, let's do it. Good call. You got to think about what Facebook sees. For example, garden is an interest. That means that person is interested in gardening. So if you think about it, that person's interested in gardening. Does that mean they want you to come cut their lawn?
Probably not.
Yeah. If anything, it would probably be like they're interested in taking care of their own lawn.
All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I have Justin, the paid advertisement wizard, back with me again. Thank you, Justin, so much for jumping on.
Thank you, Will, for having me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So for anybody that hasn't watched the video, I highly recommend 1000% going back and watching the previous video. This is kind of part 2. So we're going to get a little bit deeper into the weeds, but we're going to kind of hopefully showcase some of Justin's knowledge, because this man, he has managed over $18 million worth. He works basically, some of the clients that he's worked for is ASRV currently right now. Very, very big brand, clothing brand, Publix, the grocery store. I mean, he's a business owner, entrepreneur, and he is out here crushing it. So
yes, sir.
Google ads, Facebook ads, any kind of paid marketing, this is the guy to go to. So a little bit of a quick itinerary breakdown of what we're going to do today for anybody that is watching. We're going to review a live Facebook ad that I have right now live. And then we're going to jump in and create a Facebook ad from scratch with Justin's help, giving us the 20% most important things that we're going to need. So that way we can not have to worry about the extra fluff. And then we're going to take a look at also some Google ad performance and see kind of what to look for in that. So let's jump right into it, man.
Let's do it.
All right. So right now, the Facebook ad that we have been running this for a little bit over a week. When I'm looking at this, I guess like we already had set up like what to look for on these categories here.
Correct. Right? With frequency, with all of it.
Okay, perfect. So
cost.
I guess you walk me through. So we've gotten 4 leads. I guess, should we just look at like the reach, the impressions, and see how this stuff looks? Is that kind of what you look at?
To an extent, yeah. So you want to look at obviously how much you spent. So it looks like there's been about $245 spent on each of those different ad sets in your one campaign. And then if you scroll further to the right, you want to look at frequency, which I know we talked about. You don't want that to get too high. You're in a perfectly acceptable range. Clicks, your cost per click's a little bit high, but that's okay. Your CPM is also a little bit high at $36, and that just means that's how much it costs for you to show up 1,000 times. Video plays, okay, not bad. You see the drop off for sure, and we can adjust and add them, but there's definitely a drop off from 25 to 50% there.
Yeah, and so I know we were talking a little bit before we got on here, but so we've gotten 4 leads total. One of them was in the area that we're actually not marketing. So again, just so everybody knows, this is a disclaimer. Justin did not create this Facebook ad. He is the one that is helping to improve this. I had somebody else off of Fiverr create this. So he's coming in to double check the work and fine tune it and make it 10 times better.
Hopefully. So hover over one of those 2 where it says broader homeowner.
Okay.
And then click on edit underneath it. Perfect. Okay. So we're gonna dig in and see what he did. And then actually, if you can click to the left, we'll start at the campaign level where it says new leads campaign, right above homeowner. Perfect. So if you scroll down and just keep scrolling real slow, auction leads, so basic stuff. Okay, cool. Yeah, he kept it really, really simple. And then he did ABO, which is not campaign budget, but he broke the budget down at the ad set level. So then if you go over to homeowners, this is where all your targeting is done. And if you scroll down, you're going for instant forms, max number of leads. If you keep going just a little bit, $20 a day. Let's look at the targeting. Is what I'm very, very, very interested in. All of this is pretty standard so far. Okay. So if you click this show more options under locations, let's start there. So right now, this is the targeting, and we are in the homeowner section of things. So is that the locations you want to be targeting?
Yeah, actually, we're going to drop off 3, 4.
Okay. Yep. And then that's, so looking at the map, that's the whole zip code. So you see the map underneath?
Yes.
there's another way to target. See where it says drop pin. And if you prefer to do a radius around your exact location, you could switch and do that.
Okay.
We'll literally just drop a place, and then you could say 10 miles around this place or whatever it is.
Yeah. So let's do zip code, just because on the website they have to select their zip code for them to even like be eligible.
Perfect.
Otherwise, it just says they're outside of our service area.
Okay. Perfect. And then if you scroll down some more, let's change the minimum age to maybe 25.
Yeah. Great call on that.
Because we definitely don't want 18-year-olds seeing your ad. That's just a waste of budget. Okay. And now here's the Advantage Plus audience that he has selected. So 30 to 65-year-olds who are all genders, who are interested in these things. So their job title is landlord, and they're interested in gardening. Okay. So
Yep. We got to fix that, right?
Not the ideal targeting. Yeah. And this is, if there's like a couple things that really matter in an ad, it's all your basic stuff, which is like, what are you running your ad for? Is it leads? Is it blah, blah, blah? Is it whatever? Who are you targeting is like the main thing. And then what are you telling them? So this really matters. And right now you're targeting people who describe themselves. As on Facebook, they're like listed as their job title as landlord, which that's probably not ideal for you. So I would probably get rid of most of this, to be honest with you.
Just click X on it.
Yeah.
Should we just start from scratch then? Because like honestly, the do-it-yourselfers also like
scratch it.
I don't know if we would want to search
and you don't,
that.
I mean, do you need, because like you got to think about what Facebook sees, right? So for example, garden, home and garden is an interest. That means that person is interested in gardening. So if you think about it, that person's interested in gardening. Does that mean they want you to come cut their lawn?
Probably not.
Yeah. If anything, it would probably be like they're interested in taking care of their own lawn more.
Yeah.
So I would get rid of all of these people. All of these are a bit much.
Okay. Great recommendation.
And then I would click browse demographics. Which one is it? Is it life events? I would click into a couple of these. There's one that's essentially homeowners, and that's what you really want.
Can I just search it?
You could, yeah. Just search for homeowners at the top. They're constantly moving stuff around.
Okay.
That's the association. Just try home. Home chef, interest. You don't want any of that. Employers, interest, demographics away from hometown is a demographic. That's crazy. They're always coming up with wild stuff. You could try house. Let's try house. Interest. Okay. None of this is looking good at all. Employers, you don't want like anyone who's employed. I mean, you could do income-based targeting, but that doesn't guarantee that they own their own house. Let's just try browse again, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Just go back and then go back to demographics, or maybe it's in behaviors. You could try that first at the bottom. I know that there's something in here more about owning their own house. Purchase behavior more, soccer, travel. I don't think it's any of those.
Maybe more categories.
That's always something weird. Maybe go back to the top. Let's see what we can target. Demographics. And if we have to get creative, we can, because you can do interest-based targeting that can be creative, but we have to not think about it like gardening and think about it like what would a homeowner be interested in. So let's try, just click into financial. Let's start there. I think that's only income. Yeah. So would you want to do any of these? But they don't necessarily mean that they're a homeowner.
I don't think it matters too much.
No, not really.
I don't know. What do you think?
No. Let's try life events. Just, sometimes clicking through is all you need. No, none of those. If you can scroll down a little bit, new job, new relationship, newly engaged, newlyweds, recently moved. I mean, that would be interesting to see, but that doesn't necessarily mean they moved into a house that they own. Parents, relationships, work. You could try, I mean, you know that area better than I do. What do people in that area who own homes? Do they own homes because like they recently became parents? Is there any particular reason that you can think of? Like the vast majority of people. Obviously, there's always outliers.
I mean, the area is really good in Frisco, but I'm trying to think. Could we maybe like target somebody who would like pay a house cleaner? Because like I feel like if they're paying a house cleaner, like they're gonna probably pay somebody to do the lawn care.
Let's do it. Good call. I was gonna say, if we can't do any house targeting, so go in the search bar and search for like cleaning service or the pool service. A lot of people will do that.
Cleaning and maintenance service, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Or like house cleaner. Could I do house cleaner?
Yeah, give it a go. Let's see what happens. You don't want job titles or employers. Can you scroll down? Is there any more? No. Okay. Let's just try cleaner. just cleaner. Is there any more down? Because these are all, see on the right side where it says job title or employer.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
I see.
you want like interests. You want
Interest,
someone who's
got it.
interested in pool cleaning or house cleaning, vacuum, or what is that called? Where they come and do deep cleaning. What is that called, Will? Where they come through with the heavy vacuum cleaner that like scrubs the carpet.
Yeah, carpet cleaning or something.
Yeah, maybe like you want someone who's like interested in that type of thing,
Got it.
like a service that's external coming into their house.
Train.
Or you might want like interior decorator. It's someone who's interested in that. You
If we
want
search
things.
maintenance.
No, so far not much.
Is there a way to search just interests?
No, not really. You either search here or you go into interests and look through things, which we could do that because then we can get very specific, but it doesn't always show everything. So if you click browse, if you want to try that, and then click into interests, and let's go to maybe hobbies and activities or shopping and fashion. A lot of these like drop down into a lot of things. See home and garden right there?
Yeah.
No, we don't want any of that. Home appliances, because you don't buy an appliance unless you have a house, right?
Yeah. Home and garden.
That's the only thing, or home improvements for home and garden. Those two might be good.
Let's do this one.
Yeah. And then can you scroll down some more? Let's keep looking. Let's see what else we can do. Travel and vehicles, shopping, fashion, sports and outdoors. Just click on sports and outdoors just for fun. Outdoor rec. Let's see what they got. Swig riding. No, this is all like outdoor activities. They group things so strangely sometimes, though. All right, let's scroll up and see what else there is, because that's just people who are interested in doing something outdoors.
Yeah.
Hobbies and activities or family and relationships. We just tried this one, I think. Try that. Parenting, weddings. The only thing I could think of, but it's not particularly like an exact association, would be like parenthood. You know what I mean? It doesn't guarantee that they own a house, but they're more likely to than someone who's not a parent.
Yeah. Where's that at? Parent right here?
Yeah. Someone who's interested in parenting. Facebook has a pretty good understanding of those types of people. I'm trying to think what else.
Do you think technology would be good? Like if they're like, I don't know.
Maybe, but it's tough because like even if I had an apartment, right, I'm still gonna want to buy a TV or still gonna want to have a computer. It's really, really tough. Like you really got to think through the entire process. It's sometimes targeting can be very, very hard for this exact reason. And you got to think about who your target market is, what they're really doing, what they're spending their time and their money on.
Gotcha. So how many of these categories should you be putting on? Maybe like because we put on 3. Is that like enough, do you think? Or
well, so see the audience size on the right there where it says 90 to 106,000. Yeah, that's a bit of a smaller audience.
Okay, so then we're probably good then, you think, on these?
I think for these we're probably good. I would better, it's better to add more generally, but this should be okay for the situation.
Yeah, it's better than what it was, for sure.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And then if you scroll down, let's look at placements. So click on advanced placements. Yeah, the Advantage Plus placements, sorry. Yeah, and then click manual placements there. And we're just going to get rid of a couple that do not serve you. So if you scroll down, most of these are okay. Like click under the drop down in-stream ads for videos and reels. It's like 4 up from the bottom or 2 down from the top. Yeah. And then click off the Facebook in-stream videos. That just means that like someone's streaming to Facebook, like from their computer or whatever, and you can show up in an ad in their stream, but you don't necessarily know what their stream's about. So I usually get rid of that one. And then if you click apps and sites, I usually get rid of these as well, both of them, because they're just showing up for reward videos on someone's Candy Crush game, and that doesn't do too much for you.
Gotcha.
Versus like Facebook actually generally gets you majority results, or Instagram. But okay, and that's homeowner. So I would publish that probably.
Okay.
And then we'll check out your broad audience, and then we'll look at your ads.
So the other thing is that, okay, well, I was going to say for the zip codes, because it was pulling people that like aren't in the zip codes. Do we need to exclude the zip codes around it, you think?
You definitely can. So if you go back to, where was it?
Yeah. So I actually know how to do that. So
cool.
Just because like
skip forward.
Yeah. So I'll go back and do that after or later.
Perfect. Yeah, no, that's always a good idea too, if they're pulling people from outside. But was that in the homeowner targeting or the broad targeting? Do you know?
I think it was both, actually.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It
Yeah,
was
then definitely we got to exclude from both. But yeah, can you click into broad and let's take a quick look see. So far, so good. All basic stuff. You want to adjust the location again?
Yeah. So let me drop
Get
off
rid of the 1.
3.5.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah. And then here you just do exclude or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So let's,
yes. And then show more options up top, and you can get rid of the 25-year-olds too. If you scroll up a little, click the show more options. Yeah, minimum age 25. This is like a guarantee they will not show to anyone under 25. And then if you scroll down, you can actually do your targeting. And I would up it from 25 to maybe 30. I don't know what do you like? Think of the bulk of homeowners, not just the one-offs.
the bulk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably above like 28. I'd say at the earliest.
There you
But like,
go.
yeah. Okay.
At the earliest, and you got to think of like where the bulk of people fall.
So
And
you want this to be the bulk?
I would want to, yeah. You don't want to target the outliers. You want to target the vast majority of people.
Okay.
And you've got all genders, all demographics, interests. Okay, and your audience is just slightly bigger than your other audience. And then I would do the same thing with placements. So you want to click on the Advantage Plus placements, yeah, and then click manual, and then get rid of, the one above, yeah, in stream. And apps and sites. Perfect.
And then publish.
And then publish. And that alone will save you some money, help you target more of who you want to target, less younger people who don't own homes.
Perfect. And then I'll exclude the other zip codes. That way it
Yes.
makes sure that it's only doing
But it's
that.
really
Okay.
focused on there. Yeah, perfect. And then if you want to click into, I'm guessing the ads are duplicates, right?
What do you mean duplicates? Like these ones down here?
Yeah, like ad 1, 2, and 3 are the same under both ones. It's probably an A/B split test between audiences.
Yeah, I think he just changed some of the text here.
Yeah. So click in that one real quick and let's scroll down and see. Multi-advertiser ads. Okay. You're good. You're good. You've got your lead form, your media placements. I don't know why it's showing up. You see the green in the weed there. I don't know what's happening there.
It looks like it's okay though.
Are these text variations all? Oh, there's only the one selected, it looks like.
Yeah.
Patches. Okay. And then your headline right there was get your free something. No description. So a couple of things on this. So generally speaking, when you're creating advertisements, you generally do want 3 per ad group minimum, and you generally do want them to be different. But in addition, you want to use everything that Facebook gives you. So I would fill out the description here, and that goes underneath. It's only on a couple of the placements. It's not on all the placements, but it goes underneath your ad. And it's usually a good place to put something, something like that, or something like, we have only 5 stars, at our business, or whatever sets you apart.
How many of these do you want?
So when I'm making ads, I use all of them. I use all 5, and then I use all 5 headlines. I use all 5 of everything. So yeah, and that's the same thing above. Those are your headlines. Well, so those are your headlines, and that's what you could select, but you can also edit them. So if you're like, I like transform your lawn today, but I want it to say repair your lawn today or something, whatever you want it to say, you can select it and edit it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, these are all right, and I can go in later once I think about it longer.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. And you got descriptions, so you'd want to put max on those. Get quotes, perfect, because it's going to send them over to your form, which they can fill out, and then you can take that.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me think about this. 5-star quality. All right. Get instant price.
Yeah, there you go.
Now.
Perfect.
All right.
And then you've got enhancements. So tracking. Oh yeah, because it's only through Meta here, so you should be good. You don't necessarily need it. And then if you scroll down some more, that's about it. So you could publish that. So for all these ads, I'm guessing it's the same creative too, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean by that? Like the same intake of like how we're getting clients?
No, like the same. So creative is like your image or your video that you're using in your ad.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, all 3 of them I think are the same creative, which is great. It's a good creative, but generally you do want to test other creative to see, because maybe your audience just doesn't like that thing, whatever that thing is.
Okay. And then I'll go back through and update the descriptions on these other ones. Add 1, 2, and 3 for both of them.
That's perfect.
Cool.
Yeah. And then make sure to, I would do 5 headlines. I would make sure that they're eye-catching headlines that make sense with your ad and make sense with your brand. You can generally just go to your website and pull like powerful text from there is generally what I do. That helps a lot. And then your descriptions too. I think you have 2 right now, like at the top. So yeah, your primary text I believe you have 2 pieces, and you want to have, again, if you can have 5, they don't have to be super long. You could try long and short and combinations and see what works.
Got it.
Test everything. And then you want them to be ideally different too, because you don't want the same ad 3 times. So you want to have different text on all of them, different headlines, different descriptions.
Okay, so you basically, so these 3 ads, you would have 5 different primary texts, so 15 different variations.
Yeah, because it's 5 of everything, but then the variations are like almost infinite, because you could have the first primary text, with headline 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with description 1, and then you could have the second primary text. You know what I mean? And the combinations are insane. I don't know that math. No, not a math guy.
Wow. Okay.
But yeah, and then you definitely want to test more creative. That I cannot stress enough, because some people might like this, but other people might just like a still image picture of a lawn, a really nice lawn, or video does work best. So shorter form video, but you definitely want to try additional things.
Cool. All right, let me publish this just in case I made an adjustment there. No, that's really good stuff. That's really good stuff. Okay, anything else on these that you would need to look at?
Nothing else on these. Ready to build?
Okay, cool. So yeah, let's build one. So I guess again, we'll just maybe walk me through the process. All the the variation stuff, I can go back in later and build out like the multiple different ways. But if we could just build one, at least like a simple one from scratch, I think that would be helpful for people.
Let's do it. Click on campaigns in the left there.
Okay.
Yep. And then click X on that.
Right here.
Yep. And then it looks like you have one in draft right now, which is why it says review and publish up there.
Yeah, actually, let's I'm sorry. I was building one, but I was like, all right, let me.
Do you want to just go through that one with me? Or do you want to, what do you want to do?
I probably messed it up. So I think if we start from scratch, it might be better.
Okay. So let's just select it. And you want to discard it, or do you want to keep it around?
We can discard it.
And then at the top, you're going to hit discard drafts or delete. Yeah, that works too.
Okay.
And then click create, that green button right there. And we're going to do lead, because we want to generate leads, and then continue. And you want to do a manual leads campaign on the bottom. Tailored, it like helps you kind of go through the simple process, but this gives you full control. Name it something different, because that's the name of your other campaign. So you could say, oh, there you go.
Picture lead. Okay.
And then
create.
Well, that's just gonna be a template. No, not there. So scroll down, auction leads. I would turn on advantage campaign budget right there, right underneath. Yes. And that's going to be where you're going to put your budget, and it will split it amongst your best ad groups. So you could have 5 ad groups, and it'll split your budget there. So,
okay. So if we set it up to where there's 3 different ads underneath it, kind of like how the last one was set up. So I would want to do 60 here and do 20 on each.
Well, it won't, unless you turn on a split test, it won't allocate the budget like that. So it'll, if you put, let's say you put 60 and you had 3 ads in this campaign, what Facebook will do is it's going to test $3 on each of those ads. Whichever ad seems to be performing better from that $3 is the ad it's going to spend the rest of the budget with. So it'll be like $50 spent on this ad, $7 spent on this ad, $3 spent on this ad.
Got it.
So it's totally up to you what you want to put for budget, though. It's like a test and see type of thing.
Yeah. So is this? I mean, yeah. I'm like, I guess I'm good to spend like probably $50 a day on it to test it.
Let's do it.
So just do 50 here.
Yep. And that's going to be your total campaign. And then you can put a cap if you want, but you should be good.
Yeah.
And then if you scroll down. So when I was talking about the A/B tests, you can turn it on there and run that. But for now, just hit next. And now, so you're already on instant forms, which is good because that's what you want. If you scroll down some more, military lawn cuts, maximize number of conversion leads. Oh, can you select that down really quick? We probably just want max number of leads at this point. And then scroll down some more. Advantage budget of 50, starting. Yes, good to go. All right, audience control. Here we go. Location. So if you, click on edit, and let's adjust that to whatever you're thinking for those 3 zip codes.
All right, so we got 75009. That's going to be Salina. Then we're going to do 75078. It's Prosper. 75035. Should be Frisco. Okay, and then I'll go back through and exclude all the other ones around it.
Perfect. And then click show more options. Get rid of, 18 to 25. Nice. And then scroll down. Let's do switch to original audience options there. Or you know what? let's leave it open. Just hit X on this because the other one has the original audience. We'll try their Advantage Plus audience. Sometimes it works really, really well, but we don't like the placements. So go under Advantage Plus placements, click edit, use manual placements, and then get rid of at least those two things. You can select down any of them and you can get rid of other things if you want, but those two are the main. And then hit next. And lastly, here's our ad. So the main things that matter is who you're targeting, which we just did. And now this part right here, which is the type of ad.
Yeah.
What you're telling them. So we've got a single image. Right now, the image is the truck, it looks like. How do you feel about that truck image?
I'd like to swap it out.
Okay, then let's definitely do that. Scroll down a little bit, and we're going to use the same lead form, unless you want to create a new one or you want to keep the same. Generally, you just keep the same if it's set up right.
Yeah, I'm good to keep this same.
Okay, and then scroll down a little bit more, and we should get to the creative. Yeah, and then click delete. And then set up creative, and then choose your image or video, whatever you've got. Yeah, and you can skip through this. You can always change this in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, so
I would just hit next.
Okay, next.
Yeah, and then choose. This is the part that matters. So whatever media you've got that you can use.
I just built this last week.
Nice.
So
let's try it. And this is how it's going to show up. Texas Lawns love us. Nice. And then hit next. And then let's see. Generally, this gets a little weird with the AI. I generally don't use it. It's up to you.
Yeah. No, I'm good.
You're good. Yeah. Yeah. And this also is a bit sometimes odd. We'll do some movements for you or some odd things. But you can leave some of these turned on. This is not a bad idea. Yeah. I would just hit done.
Okay.
So now you've got your creative in. Now it's time to put in your primary text right there. And then based on that, it's going to generate you a bunch of optional ones that you can add.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, and then cool, and then that'll put that in. We got our headlines.
Yeah.
So call to action. And I'll go through and do the different variations later. But
okay.
So call to action.
I would say get quote probably because you're asking people to sign up through your lead form. So at the bottom there.
Okay.
Yeah. And I would also, for your headline, you definitely need a headline. So let's at least put one headline in. What you put in the primary text, I would generally put in a headline because it's short and punchy and it's 50% off is always nice.
All right.
Yeah. And I would put a percent, right? Because it's not $50.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, yeah. So if you want to optimize those later because you know your copy, that's perfect. And then if you scroll down, wait, can you scroll up a little bit? Why did it just show those AI images? Experiment off 3D enhance image. Get through. Oh, yeah. You're good then. Okay. Just making sure. I was hoping it wasn't going to sell you on that. And that's pretty much it. And you're good to publish.
Cool.
And you
so if
have
I publish
live
this,
campaign.
this will actually go live?
Yeah. I mean, you can publish it and then you can turn it off too, though. So publish is basically save. Otherwise, it'll save it as a draft.
Yeah. I'll actually probably leave it because I'll just kind of work on it after. All right. So now we're good. How would I like copy and paste that to do 3 different variations, you know?
Oh, yeah. Great question. So I would, quick duplicate. That's one of the 2 quickest ways. And there you go.
Okay. And then, I mean, we would probably name this. So this is the main one. And then we would just name this like.
So the one that's clear at the bottom is the one we just did. And then the 2 above it are your 2 duplicates. So you name it, you can name it whatever you wanted. Generally, I name them based on creative. There's a whole like naming convention that you can use and a whole like way of properly doing it, but you don't really need all that. I would just name it like add 1, add 2, add 3, or name it something having to do with like this one is talking about 50% off. This one's talking about our reviews and how good they are. And this one's talking about, I don't even know, whatever the third thing is, weed treatment.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay, cool. Wow. That was less painful than I thought. But
yeah,
I guess
it's very not painful.
Yeah. Well, it helps having the expert in your corner here.
I mean, I guess you would have been fine though. It's really not bad. It's just honestly, anytime if you're making a campaign, if you're at your house and you're doing this by yourself, just click through every single thing. Like literally click through every single thing.
Yeah. No, this is great. This is great. Any like anything else or advice that you would give, I guess, to me or somebody that's watching this and is like on the Facebook ad?
On Facebook ads, I mean, besides you clicking and reading through everything and then, deciding based on what you read, test is always like the move. So right now you've got, again, 3 ads with the same creative. I would try to switch the creative for ad 2, switch it for ad 3, and then I would test, you'll have a total of 15 descriptions, 15 primary text, and 15 headlines. So 5 per ad. So I would test like a wide variety of things, see what really works for you. And then based on your learnings, you take that to your next campaign.
Gotcha.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you'll learn like this image does really well with my audience or really hits homeowners. I'm getting good leads from this ad. And then you can, based on that, you can take that to your next campaign that you start. Let's say it's a fall one, right? And you have some understanding on what might work for your audience.
Yeah. Okay. So when I come in here, okay, there's the 3 ads.
Yes.
So I'll have to update those photos.
Yeah. Correct. You want to update the photos and you want to update the ad copy too.
Awesome. And then you probably already answered this, but so we have a $50 day budget on this.
Mm-hmm.
Is it 50, 50, 50, or is it just splitting it or figuring out which is
splitting the 50 in the way that the system thinks is best. So it'll give it to the ad that's doing the best in its opinion.
Cool. Awesome. All right. That's really good information. I thank you for walking me through that.
Of course, Will. Anytime, man. Anytime.
All right. So the last thing I want to take a look at here is our Facebook, or is our Google ads. Okay. So, and again, we kind of talk a little bit about this, but obviously you probably want to set up the pixel on the website to make sure that it's tracking. I'm only running this for like a month and a half, so I should probably have the pixel up. I probably don't, but that's a different time for a different discussion because I want to kind of keep things semi-simple here for people that are watching. So we have a Google ad right now that's running. So this is kind of where we're at. Can we maybe, it might be a little hard to kind of see the performance on it because, again, if I don't have that pixel set up, how do we know if it's working that great?
Yeah, very true. Well, you can see some stuff. So let's delve in. So if you can click on campaigns, 2 down under, and then campaigns again. This is where you're going to see all of your currently live and drafted campaigns. So here's your campaign. Let's start with the basics. So if you hover over mowing plus weed controls, and then see that gear. Oh, sorry. You can go back. See the gear that pops up when you hover? Yeah, click on that. So this is your campaign settings, right? And this is what your campaign is based off of. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start here. So you've got your name, your account default for conversion goals because you don't have any set up because the Google tag missing. You're bidding equally. You're going for leads. Click on networks right there. And I would get rid of this search network probably. So both of those, you show up in locations that are not specifically Google search. And it just depends where you want to spend your money.
Gotcha.
And then go down to locations.
Yeah, and I've got to fix this actually because we're actually dropping the 3-4.
Perfect.
Okay.
And save that. Yeah. And then a quick tip, I would click location options under that too. Sorry. If you go back to locations and then location options at the bottom. And then I put, it's already done. Perfect. People enter regularly in your included locations is better because the other one includes like visitors to that location. Yeah.
So quick question on this. Do I need to put in here excludes the other zip codes? Because like, again, it's very strict. If the home address is not in that zip code, they will not be able to get an estimate from us at all, even if they like call or go to the website. So do we need to go in here and put excludes?
I mean, you can. Would you like to do that just to make sure and feel confident in it? It's totally up to you.
If you could maybe just show me how to do one.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be done in actually a different spot. This is just your campaign settings.
Okay.
So can we finish briefly going through these and then move on to that? Does that work?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, cool. English budget $57 and a penny a day. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, that sounds good.
That's what you're shooting for. I like the penny on there. That's pretty awesome.
I don't know. I think I put $50 in there, but for some reason it maybe changed it to 5701.
That's a very unusual number. I love it. You're bidding on max clicks, which is perfect because you don't have tracking set up. So you're just trying to get the most clicks possible. And then if you click additional settings, let's just check and make sure there's nothing wonky. There shouldn't be, but you never know. For best performing ads, no options, no exclusions. Okay. Cool. Now click X on the settings in the top middle. Yeah. And now we need to go to exclusions. So select into your campaign just by clicking on mowing and weed control. And then on the left, click on audiences, keywords, and content and assets. Just click on all those drop downs. And then click locations under audiences. And then we want to negative out locations. So see where it says location exclusions in the top middle-ish of your screen. It's above the map over to the left a little bit. See it here? Yeah, perfect. And this is where you can come in to exclude your locations. So then you can click edit, or you can hit the little button and you can add whatever to exclude.
Perfect.
So and it will make sure that they are not there.
Oh, snap. Hold on. That's not the right one. That's the one we are doing. 3, 4. Cool.
Is that the only one?
For now, I'll go back and fix that.
And then click save, and that's, you at least have something started, which is good.
Yeah.
And then we'll go back to our ad groups. So at the top of your screen where it says ad groups. Yep, perfect. So let's click in and see your keywords. So you can click in on that and scroll down. So this is what you're bidding on, and you are doing broad match. Ooh, okay, that's concerning. Let's go see where it says insights and reports on the top left-hand side. It's like the drop downs.
Yep.
Yeah, click that, and let's go to search terms, second from the top. Perfect. Okay, so this is so we just looked at your keywords, which is what you chose. Search terms is a report where this is like what people are actually searching for, and then it matches it to your keyword. So if you're looking through here, you're looking at landscaping companies, cool. Core aeration, is that something you want to show up for?
I think, no, not really. The ones that probably stick out to me are best lawn care near me.
Okay.
And then maybe America's Best Lawn Care. I mean, even though it doesn't look like there's a lot of maybe traffic, I guess, but
no, there's not a lot. But if you scroll up, see how much those cost per clicks are coming for you. Those are very, very expensive.
Yeah,
$25.
I don't want to do landscaping. We don't core aeration, anti-sprinklers. Like, we don't really do any of this stuff. Sod. We don't do tree trimming.
Yeah. So, okay, instead of going through, this is what you could do. So you could, if you click the box to the left of any of those keywords you don't like, just click any of the boxes. You could see where it says add as negative keyword.
Yeah.
So you could do that. We're not actually going to do that. We're going to do something different. But if you were running your campaign, you wanted things to keep going as is, you would add these as negative keywords. And then that would get rid of them. It would not show to people for those things anymore. But instead, we're going to go back to your keywords. So on the left-hand side, if you can scroll down back where it says keywords at the bottom, and we're going to adjust your match types. So see where they're all broad match?
Yep.
That means it's going to do the best that it possibly can. Yeah. And you want to change it to either phrase or exact. I would do phrase probably. And you want me to explain the three of them for you as well?
Yeah, I think that would be good.
Okay. So broad match is like all of the words that you have in there in any order with anything in between them, right? So someone could type in, you've got lawn mowing on broad match. So someone could say, I have a lawn, I am trying to mow it. What is the best way to do it, right? Super long Google query. I don't think anyone would type that in, but you could show up for that because it used your keywords in a random sentence. Phrase match means that phrase has to be used, and there can be search keywords before or after it. So someone could search, I'm looking for lawn service, Frisco, Texas. Is that what that says?
Yeah.
That's what that says.
Yeah.
And that would be your phrase match. And then there's exact match, means they're only typing in that thing exactly as you have it. So it would be like someone has to type in lawn mowing, and that's it.
Got it.
So those are your different things. And so the tighter you get on your keyword match type, like the more specific you are with your traffic and what you're wanting to bid on.
Yeah.
So just by doing that, you just cut off a lot of what you would possibly bid on, which is great. That's exactly what you should be doing.
Thank you for that.
Of course. I definitely don't want you wasting money or not investing it as well as you could. So all of that will help. Just that alone will help a lot. And then in addition, you do want to properly use negative keywords. So is there any services or anything that you do that you know for sure you don't want to show up for?
Yes. So would I go back to search terms?
If you go to your left really quick, scroll down. Let's just see if it's there. Go click on keywords. Oh, there it is there now. Okay, it was not there earlier. If you scroll up, see where it says negative keywords next to keywords?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there it is. It literally that's where it's supposed to be.
Okay. So let's just say, well, sod install. I mean, do I just do commas or?
No, you want to hit enter, and then you go to the next thing.
Okay. Aeration,
And you
tree
want to
trimming.
probably want to negative these out. So right now you're putting them in. That's a broad match way of putting them in. Phrase match is when you put quotations on each side, and you want to put brackets around them. And that means it's exact match. So put a bracket there and then a bracket at the other end.
Got it.
And then aeration, same thing. And tree trimming, same thing. Because if someone searches that particular thing, that's what you don't want to show up for. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Interesting. I'm learning, man. This is good stuff. All right. Well, we're good with this. I'll come back and think about it more.
And then you, save that. So those are negatived out. You will never show up for those things now, which is great. And then if you go back into your ad groups, I think the main last thing here is checking out your ads. So you do have a very high cost per click, and that's partially because you're bidding on keywords you don't want to bid on. In addition, we need to see what your ads look like. So if you click on ads underneath ad groups on the far left, sorry, I got to be very clear about this, and I keep forgetting. And then click on if you hover over it, there's a pencil icon, and you want to click on that. Yeah. And that will get us the whole thing, and we can edit it. All right, cool. So if you scroll down a little bit, you've got lawn mowing, 5-star quality, mowing service near me, lawn service, Salina, Texas, lawn service, Frisco, guaranteed quality, veteran owned, professional lawn care service, military lawn cuts, mowing service quality, lawn care services, mowing for the locations, and reliable and veteran owned. Okay, cool. If you scroll up a little bit, let's just take a quick look at other ideas that they have. So their other ideas right there are best lawn care and residential lawn services. Do either of those speak to you or not so much?
Yeah, they're both phenomenal.
All right, let's switch out. Yeah, maybe one of the two veteran owns. Anything that's very similar, you just want to switch with something different.
Okay. So best, what do they say? Best lawn care?
I think so. Let's scroll up and see.
Best lawn care.
Yeah, perfect. And then, let's try another one. Residential lawn services, maybe. And I would put that instead of maybe professional lawn care services. I don't know. Or I would put it maybe mowing service quality. That's actually, it would be better to replace that one.
What was it? Residential lawn services.
Yeah. And so something I was just explaining too. Think about it from Google's perspective. When you make these ads, Google wants more users, right?
Yeah.
And that's Google's entire focus, because without users, no one's going to advertise on them. If no one searches on Google, no one's going to advertise on Google. So Google wants to keep their users happy. So they want the best possible experience for users. So you want your ad headlines and your ad descriptions to contain a lot of your keywords in them.
Got it.
One more time, because it's really important. You want your ad headlines and descriptions to contain a lot of the keywords, because that's the best possible experience Google can give someone. So they want a good search term, lawn care near me. They want that to show up in your headline and your description. And then they also want that to align with your website. And when you get all three right, that's the best possible experience someone can have. And when they have that good experience, Google's happy, and it costs you less money. So you're happy too.
Got it. That's gold right there. That's short worthy right there.
That's short worthy. Let's clip it. But yeah, that's probably the best way to think about it for sure. So those all look good. And then if you scroll down, your descriptions, I would make these, so you have 90 characters here. The headlines only have 30 characters. I would make these a little bit longer and a little more detailed. And generally you want it to have a call to action at the end, like get your quote today, or sign up to learn more, or whatever the thing is. Yeah. I would also, a quick hack on this too, if you can't think of anything, just take your website, copy and paste that URL into like Gemini or ChatGPT and say, hey, I need 4 descriptions from this for my lawn care company. They need to be 90 characters or less. Generate. And then you'll get 4, and you just copy and paste them in.
Yeah. And then, so like, how would you write a call to action after this? You would just say sign up today or something?
Yeah. So I would say maybe like, because you're trying to generate leads. So you're trying to get them over and fill out a form for what? What's the thing?
Really, lawn care, get instant price.
So they're getting a quote, right?
Yeah, getting quote.
So I would put something like get your quote today, or get a quote now. You just have to be conscious of, perfect. You're at 87 out of 90. Let's go. Good character limit right there. And you want to do that 3 more times. with variations, of course. And like I said, Gemini ChatGPT is a really good friend to have on board for this.
Yeah, I'm taking notes here. Gemini ChatGPT, got it. And then I'll come back and fix these other ones.
And then images, I generally try to add some in here, even though it's just search, pay-per-click. Google has been favoring that. So if you have any to add, it's a good place to add them.
Okay. So these would be just like of our teams working, or like an ad, like the one that we published?
Both. You can literally just throw a mix in here. You can attach a bunch of them and just let it happen.
Yeah, cool. We'll just add this one.
Perfect. And then save. And then so where it says the get access underneath there, the business name and logos. See where it says get access? You're going to want to try to get access just to put your business name. Oh, that might take some time though. It's okay.
Oh, the Duns thing.
Yeah, it's okay. That's a whole hassle.
Yeah.
You can just go back. So these are your site links that you've already added, it looks like, which look good. Do you have aeration services and leaf removal?
We do, but it's only in the fall. And
okay.
I don't want to pay for spring people to be like, yeah, your website says aeration on it.
Gotcha.
So
Makes
maybe
sense.
I should take this off, but
it's whatever you want to do for those. Those are just additional links though that you get for free. So see how they show up at the bottom?
Got it.
That's all they are. So it's not like it's like a free add-on. I always tell people use all of it because a lot of it gives you more space. So in the search engine, when you're showing up on Google, you want to take up as much space as possible because that's taking away space from your competitors. So I tell everyone use all of that you can because it's all going to cost you the same anyways.
Yeah. I'm going to probably drop the aeration because I just don't want them calling and being like, well, your website said it's aeration. So
yeah, and that's what we want. Fair enough. Yeah. And then you're pretty much done. So I would click that as a save ad. And yeah, that should help a lot. Just changing to phrase match and adjusting some ad copy and then adding some negative keywords is going to help.
Yeah. Very cool. This is great, dude. This is great. This is good stuff. Good stuff.
Good.
So I really, really appreciate you helping me out here.
Of course, Will. Anytime.
So for anybody that's watching, okay, do not do what I do. Find somebody on Fiverr and a quarter of the price. Let the expert literally handle it for you because, I mean, I don't know if you guys saw, I spent $600 on Google Ads. I probably wasted like half of that for not having the right settings.
Probably.
It costs you money to not have the right person in your corner. So I highly recommend to reach out to somebody like Justin. Justin, where can people, if they have questions about their paid ads, you are a wealth of knowledge, clearly, as we just saw in the last 60 minutes.
I try.
How can somebody reach out to you? And are you taking clients on to help them with their businesses currently?
Good question. Yeah. Yes, I am definitely taking clients on. The first thing, though, prior to any of that, I'd love to have a discovery call with anyone who wants it. And it's basically a call similar to what you just saw me and Will do. I'll give you a bunch of value for free. We'll go through your ads. We'll go through your accounts. We'll look at things and see what we can do to optimize them. You want to pay me a cent? It'll be for fun. And then after that, if you still need help, you have the budget and everything to help, I would love to work with you. And just shoot me an email at Justin, Justin, at realgenerikads.com. Simple. Justin at realgenerikads.com.
Take the 30 seconds, send this man an email right now. It can revolutionize and change your business straight up. If you reach the right people, eventually we're going to plateau. Eventually you are going to need paid ads to move your business forward. So if you're unsure, just send the email. It's free. Like Justin said, jump on a call with him, see how
you'll get value. You will definitely get value. I just
Absolutely.
did one earlier today. It's fun.
That's amazing. Justin, thank you so much for jumping on. This was awesome.
Thank you, Will. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.